Ahoy! And welcome to the second talk on the book The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. This was our pick of the month for the month April. And just to tell you already, we're going to read Eleanor and Park in May. So get your copies. Jamie Lee already talked about what happened in The Hobbit and what the story is really about and who it's about and who's concerned and whatnot. So I'm just going to get started with the questions right away. So the first question is, did you like the book? And I definitely liked the book. I like fairy tales. I definitely like fantasy. So this is a good book for me. And even though it's not that long, it did take me a while to read. But I didn't really mind because I like Bilbo and like the whole story. And I actually wished it could have been longer. So that really means that I really enjoyed reading this. Question number 2 is, what is your favorite part of the book? My initial favorite part is what Jamie Lee also talked about with the riddles, with Smeagol and with Bilbo. But since Jamie Lee already talked about that, I have to go with the first part. Especially when Bilbo meets Gandalf. I really like that interaction between them. And then especially when all the dwarves come in and just throw their stuff on Bilbo, their cloaks and their weapons, and they just start eating. It went down for me, that part, when they started singing. I just didn't really like the song. Could have been me, but before that, so before the singing, it was great. My favorite part, yes. Question number 3 is, what is your least favorite part, or if you had a least favorite part? It's hard to think of a least favorite part, but there were certain moments when, like, the leader of the dwarves, Thorin, something like that, he just behaved like such a, not a nice guy anyway. I didn't like that when he started behaving like that, but besides that, I don't really think there are any parts that I really didn't like. No. Question number 4 is, if you could change something about this book, would you, and what would you change? Not that I would want to change a lot about it. I would definitely change the way the dwarves are presented, because there's so little backstory about it, like Jamie Lee said. We don't know a lot about the dwarves. And the pacing at some points could have been quicker, but I wouldn't change anything about the storyline. So question number 5 is, were the characters relatable? Well, not really. Besides the fact that they're all different kind of creatures and that they're all men. Middle-aged men. I don't really identify with middle-aged men. Bilbo is sort of relatable because he likes tea. And I like tea. And he likes peace and quiet. And I love peace and quiet. And question number 6 is, who is your favorite character? My favorite character has to be Smeagol. I really like Smeagol, especially in the movie, because he's so cute. He really is the cutest little thing. But besides, more the characters are more developed, I think it has to be Bilbo, because that's really the only character that you really get to know in this book. But Smeagol is my favorite just because he's so cute and he's really funny, and after that Bilbo. I think most of us have different covers. I saw that Jamie Lee also have the same cover as me, only she has it in paperback. And I think others have a movie tie-in. So we were thinking about discussing if you like the cover or not, and I definitely really like my cover. I even like my edition, because this is the 75th anniversary of The Hobbit, so it has like this little thing that you can take off, which isn't really necessary, and then we've got this drawing. Let me take it off for you. And this drawing is actually done by Tolkien himself. This is how he wanted the title page to look like, which I think is totally amazing, because it's a special edition, so you get to know more about the writer and what he wanted. And he actually drew the dragon here. He actually drew Smaug, and which is red, and a red moon or sun, could be anything. And little background information is that he actually decided only to use black and white and grey, obviously, and green, because that was the cheapest ink. And all the other colours, especially red, is very expensive. That's why there are only 2 things here that are red with colour besides green, which I think is pretty cool. He did a good job. And then, just to use your book, it's just small and green, and it has The Hobbit here. And in the book are also some illustrations. Here is a map of Middle-earth a bit, and we have also a drawing of Mirkwood and the Misty Mountains, which I think is pretty cool. So I really like this edition. It's even pretty without this dust cover around it. So that was my book talk about The Hobbit, and the next person I want to see this doing is Marie Claire. So good luck, Marie, and I hope to see your video up very soon. So thank you for watching this book talk, and please stick around to watch the others and subscribe to see what book we'll be reading next. Like I said, there will be Eleanor Park and see our book talks about those and discuss. So, yay! Doei!